We're going to begin with Rebetien. We'll meet them in a moment, but first, some music.
Εσύ είσαι η αιτία. Γιατί με κάνεις να μπορώ να υποφέρω τόσο. Πρόσεξε γιατί μπορεί να παλαβώσω. Δεν αντέχω να σε βλέπω μ' άλλους να γυρνάς. Γιατί με κάνεις να μπορώ να υποφέρω τόσο. Πρόσεξε γιατί μπορεί να παλαβώσω. Πάψε πλέον να με τυραννάς. Στο κόβι χωρίς εσένα ζήσω δεν μπορώ. Σε αγαπώ πως να στο πω μωρό μου πίσω. Έλα μη με παρατάς και κάνω καμιά τρέλα. Γύρισε ξανά σε συγχωρώ.
way from Greece, Rebetien.
Indeed. Now we're going to have a chat with Fotis Vagopoulos from Rebetien. Fotis, good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you very much for coming. We're very happy to be here for the festival.
Can we ask you to maybe just introduce us to the band firstly?
Introduce the guys, yeah. It's at guitar we have Kostis Kostakis. Avierini Gatsi plays the accordion and sings. I'm Fotis Vagopoulos, play the bouzouki and sing. Yannis Zarias plays the violin. And Yannis Katos plays the double bass.
Now, is it true that you guys had to visit the Lost and Found this morning? Did something go a bit wrong last night, perhaps? Did you leave something behind at a concert? Or?
We did. We found it, though. Oh, good. It's okay, yeah.
Wow, Jeremy, you've got all the goss from the Port Fairy Folk Festival.
I'm monitoring the Lost and Found. No, I'm not really. Overseas, is that correct? In Athens, yeah?
Yeah, we all live in Athens. I used to live in here years ago, but yeah, I left. We live there, yeah.
Now, the music you play as well then, just describe that for us. Is it a very traditional kind of Greek music? That sounded like a bit of a conglomeration of various styles and ideas we just heard then.
It's basically the repertoire we play comes from the music, the Greek music from the 30s and the 40s, the gramophone era of the Greek music, basically. We try to do our new stuff as well, our originals. And it's called the style is called rebetiko music. I think everyone knows rebetiko, or you've heard of that. That's the style we play.
It has such a history, doesn't it, that style of music and where it actually came from.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that, you know. Give us a little history lesson so we understand, I suppose, the roots of what we just heard.
Actually, the last few years in Greece, it's becoming a bit more, you know, like not modern, like it's popular. It used to be back in the 30s and the 40s, then it disappeared for many decades, and then some people they found the old recordings, the 78 recordings, and then somehow from the 80s it started becoming more popular, and now in Greece we've got a lot of people, like young people, that they're into that music and they're looking for, you know, the styles, and they're trying to play today, but with the style from that era, you know.
Because it used to be played, you know, as a kind of rebel style, as a, you know, in the bars and the hashish joints and that sort of thing, didn't it?
Yeah, like legal back then. I mean, hashish used to be legal. But it's a small percentage. It talks about the topics. Talk about love, immigration, poverty. That's the three main categories of.
So when we're talking about music from the 30s and 40s and 78s and so on, how are people discovering this? Are you combing record fairs and so on to find these sort of rare 78s, or is it pretty well documented?
For example, my dad used to play this music back in the 80s. You know, they had to find the cassette, which was rare to find. Nowadays, you have YouTube. You have most of the songs are uploaded on the net, so everyone can find them. It's pretty easy to, like, if you want to learn this music, you can do it. Like, you can hear it, you can listen to it.
Particular occasions or anything like that?
Yeah, this music, you can dance to it, of course. It's a mix of traditional music. It's a mix of Asia Minor music after the Smyrna catastrophe, 1922. A lot of refugees came to Greece, and they became one part with the Greek, like the local musicians from Piraeus, which is a port of Greece, of Athens. And that mix gave us this style of music, which is traditional folk, city music, like urban music, and it all became one style. Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at the festival. You've got a CD launch, is that right, at the Lighthouse at noon today? So we better let you get to that now. You're very busy at the Port Fairy Folk Festival. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fotis from Rebetien. So CD launch today, and then onward and upward.